Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. I'm Sylvia and thanks for tuning in. Well, first, let me start by asking you a question. How many screens can you find around you now? Maybe a laptop screen? A tablet? A phone? Second phone? TV? And how many times or hours do you spend looking at them during the day? To us grown-ups, we see these devices as necessities and think that it is normal for us to be engaged with screens frequently. But let's take a look at this. What if it's in the hand of a child? Sometimes, in order to keep the children out of the way, we often see that parents or caregivers may always choose to hand over the gadgets to occupy the child when they are busy with their work. Let's see another example. Follow me. Is this a familiar scene to you? Not only when the parents or caregivers are busy. Sometimes we often see that they also make use of the gadgets, such as mobile phones or tablets, during the mealtime, letting their children engage with these devices while eating. This is commonly known as the distraction feeding method, as they think it is an efficient way to get them to eat. The fear about children's interactions with the screen is nothing new, and from the example we saw earlier, some people often get anxious when this happens. Why? This is because screen time in childhood is often linked to the risk of children's language development. It is claimed that over 70% of children spend time watching the TV, and there is a strong positive correlation between the age and the proportions of children using a device. Then, how could this affect the children's language development? Several studies have shown that when children interact with screens, it disrupts their playtime. This will lead to a slower language development and also lower vocabulary scores as parent-child interactions is reduced. Moreover, videos that are rapidly paced, fewer close-ups, flashing image, and increased frame rate are also identified as the cause of language delays. If you remember the very first questions I asked earlier, unlike 4 or 5 decades ago where the only screens we saw at home was the TV, now we are all surrounded by other screens such as tablets, mobile phones, computers, game devices, you name it. So, it looks like we can't completely get rid of these screens from the children's either. This is compounded by the fact that we need these screens from time to time to help us in keeping the young ones occupied and entertained, while we go on with daily activities such as working or cooking. As such, screens are also a part of children's lives now, so we cannot just turn a blind eye and pretend otherwise. Rather than getting overwhelmed by this anxiety, we need to shift our focus from the negatives and find the middle ground. Or, what if we can start looking at their potential and how it will benefit their lives in the future? How can we make their interactions with these screens more meaningful? This is what we can do. A thoughtful application of the screens has the potential to enhance a child's development and other aspects of their life. Instead of letting them engage by themselves, parents or caregivers could co-watch the on-screen shows along with their children, as well as to interact with the children about the content of the shows. This way, children could benefit from the face-to-face interactions while spending time on screens. This is in fact supported by the research, as the presence of a competent adult during screen time has been shown to be invaluable. By posing questions and interacting with the child during screen engagement, this will promote vocabulary, vocalizations, and comprehensions. Other studies have also found that the effects of screen viewing actually depends on the contextual aspects of the viewing rather than on the quantity of viewing. It is stated that programs like Blue's Clues and Dora the Explorer have a positive effect on vocabulary, while Teletubbies have a negative effect on expressive language. In conclusion, screens are inextricably linked with our daily lives. It is imperative to understand that since it is difficult to completely get rid of the engagement with the screen, we must then look into how to deal with them and further examine the potential benefits on these screens in our children's life that can actually help them to learn and grow. That's all from me. I've been Sylvia and thanks for watching. I hope this allays your fears on the issue of children's screen time. See you around!